wait to read all that song. Can't wait to read. I can't wait to read all that song. Read all that song. Can't wait to read all that song. Can't wait to read. I can't.
Shedeur Sanders' path to being the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in years to come. And also, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, he should not be brought back to be the head coach next year of Shedeur Sanders. We getting ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Sit back and relax, and let's get this party started. Let's go. Look at here, friends. Shedeur Sanders' path on being the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns going forward starts tomorrow. Starts tomorrow against Cam Ward. Cam Ward was the #1 draft pick of last year NFL draft. Well, Shedeur Sanders was talked about last year being the #1 or the #2 draft pick, but we know how that scene turned out, right? Now, the spotlight will be on Shedeur. How will Shedeur perform against a #1 draft pick who many said last year that Cam Ward was the best quarterback? Well, if Shedeur go out there and perform well, like throwing for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception at home in Cleveland against the worst NFL team this year, Shedeur Sanders will let the Cleveland Brown brass know, the owner, the GM, they will see and compare Shedeur to Cam Ward. Now, we got to realize, and I do realize, Cam Ward going to be going up against a top 5 NFL defense. But still, you can look at Shedeur play on the field and Cam Ward play on the field and to see and decide, hey, I see something in Shedeur better than I do in Cam Ward. So, going forward, you can look at the draft for next year of all the eligible quarterbacks that's playing in college who's coming out. I promise you right now, there's no quarterback that's coming out of college next year is better than Shedeur Sanders. That's why it's important. That's why it's crucial. That's why it's imperative that Shedeur start his run tomorrow. Start it tomorrow, and that will leave him with 4 games left to build off of, to show progress, because he's getting the snaps now with the first team offense. He should be more familiar with his playmakers, wide receivers, Jeopardy, Fanning, the tight end, the running back, Quinson Jenkins. They should be familiar with one another. And the offensive line really haven't played that bad so far. So as they continue to play good, hey, that's a plus for Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders push the ball downfield to that 15 to 20 yard radius. That's where you want to make your completion at. Because if you look at the stats and you look at the background of the Tennessee Titans defense, they are horrible on the back end of their defense. They safeties and they safeties play back, leave the middle of the field wide open. That's where Shedeur should cook. With Jerry Jeudy, Fanning, rest of the wide receivers in that middle. And it's going to be up to Tommy Reese and the head coach to set Shedeur up for success. Let him throw the ball, not just on 3rd down and long. Let him throw the ball on 1st down. Let him throw it on 2nd down. Let him stay on the field in the red zone. In the red zone. Now, I know it's crucial for them to win this game, because I'm telling you right now, Kevin Stefanski lose this game. This could be his last game coaching. I'm being straight. If he lose this game against the worst team in the NFL, who already done fired their head coach, and man, look at here, they should fire Kevin Stefanski soon as after the game. I mean, don't wait till Monday. Fire Kevin right then. Now, I don't like nobody to lose their job, but if he loses this game tomorrow against Tennessee, he do not deserve to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns the rest of the season. We ain't even talking about next year. I said the rest of the season, if he loses this game. because he got a quarterback that can go out there and deliver. He got a quarterback that can go out there and do it, and that's Shedeur Sanders. So the path for Shedeur to continue to be the starting quarterback this year and the future quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, a franchise quarterback, it starts tomorrow. He must go out there and perform at a high level like I know he can, and I believe he will. I just do. Now, let's move on to Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski has failed this organization as a head coach. B. Watson, he was 2-time coach of the year. I get that. It's not about what you done in the past. It's about what you done for me lately. Do you know his records as a head coach? He only won 6 games in the last 25 years. He chose Dylan Gabriel to be their franchise quarterback in this past draft. How have that turned out to be true? How have Dylan Gabriel turned out so far for Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns? He got injured. You notice if you're a starting quarterback, or a starting player in the NFL, you don't lose your job because of injury. But guess what? He been injured. And he's supposed to came back that same week he got injured. But he ain't touched the field. But one time, that was last week when Shedeur went down with an injury, they booed him. Shedeur came back in. I'm just trying to tell you, Kevin Stefanski do not deserve to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns going forward, especially if Shedeur Sanders is the franchise quarterback, because he didn't choose Shedeur Sanders. And he sure ain't did nothing to help him by the play calling so far this year. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done nothing to advance the play of Shedeur Sanders. He haven't developed him at all. Now, I know if Shedeur going to run, he going to want to get the credit because he going to say he developed him. You know, you got people like Mary Kay, you got Jason Lloyd, you got, who's the other clown? Tony Grossi. They going to say Kevin Stefanski developed Shedeur, which we know that's a lie. I'm going to keep it real with you, which we know that will be a lie. So, I don't think Kevin have done enough to earn the respect of the team, nor to come back and be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns next year. Not with Shedeur on the team. One of them got to go. Fire Kevin, trade Shedeur. They do not belong together. They do not belong together. That's just me. They don't belong together. And there's a lot of report coming out there lately that if the Cleveland Browns fire Kevin Stefanski, he'll get a job just like that. That ain't true. Don't you believe that? That's some of his people putting that stuff out because he know Andrew Berry finna kick him out that door. Why you think Andrew Berry got rid of Kenny Pickett before the season started? Why you think Andrew Berry got rid of Joe Flacco? Because Andrew know Shedeur is his dog. Shedeur is the franchise quarterback. No matter what other outlets say, Shedeur Sanders is that franchise quarterback. And that's why these next 4 games is important for Shedeur to go out and prove Andrew Berry was right to the owner. He got to start taking chances on throwing the ball, lead them check down alone unless they are really there, push the ball downfield so it can make Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry is in his corner. Andrew Berry want to draft an offensive lineman. Andrew Berry want 2 wide receivers to go with Shedeur. He got to build off this past draft because Andrew Berry, be honest, this the only draft he done got right. This the only draft that he done looked good in. So it's important that Shedeur go out there perform at a high level starting this Sunday, and Kevin Stefanski got to go. He's not the future of the Cleveland Browns as a head coach. Like I say, the media, Jeremy Flounder, I think, is putting it out already. If the Cleveland Browns decide to release the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, he'll find a job tomorrow. No, he won't. Who want a coach to lead their team? They 6-25. 6 games out of their last 25. Who want that? Don't nobody want Kevin Stefanski. His play calling, his playbook is old. outdated. Don't nobody want that. Who want a coach that chose Dylan Gabriel and when the 31 other teams didn't even have him on their draft board? So why would somebody want Kevin Stefanski? Quarterback coach? Okay, I give you that. Offensive coordinator? Nah, ain't nobody want that. His time is over, man. The NFL has outgrew Kevin Stefanski. Well, be what if you get rid of the Kevin Stefanski, who's gonna be the next coach? There's plenty of coaches out there. Mike McCarthy, the former coach of the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, would go good with Shedeur Sanders. Go good with Shedeur Sanders. The Minnesota Viking defense coordinator will go good with Shedeur Sanders. All you gotta do is find him an offense coordinator. Byron Leftwich out there. That's all you gotta do. Don't get stuck on Kevin Stefanski like he the only thing out there. He ain't. There's plenty of coaches out there better than him. It ain't the coaching. Well, it is the coaching, but they need some players. They need some draft picks. They offensive line, none of them, not one, is up on a contract for next year. And plus, y'all don't say they ain't no good nowhere. So they need to start building their offensive line through the draft. Not free agent, through the draft. Maybe you can get one or two through free agent. Then you start building with some young players so they can be young and have a chance to grow with this past draft class with Shedeur Sanders. Get you some big-time wide receivers in this draft. Maybe you can sign one wide receiver that's a free agent, and let's ride with Shedeur Sanders because he is the future, and he is the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns going forward. But he must start it tomorrow. Prove to the organization and his teammate that he's that franchise quarterback. And Andrew Berry gonna be looking like a champ. Once again, you watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor. Do me a solid. Hit my like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And place a comment in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Until next time, peace.
Wizard.